Hi, and welcome to the Humans of the Northern Beaches We Belong podcast, the show that gives a voice to a diverse range of community members here on the Northern Beaches in Sydney, Australia.
We wish to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the lands on which we are recording this podcast and show our respect to the elders past and present and any Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people listening in.
This podcast is proudly funded by the New South Wales Government through the New South Wales Social Cohesion Grants for Local Government. All views and opinions expressed by participants in this podcast belong to the participants and do not reflect the views of Northern Beaches Council. In today's episode, Maria chats with Shiva, a fellow member of the We Belong Intercultural Community Leaders Program, where this podcast started. Shiva talks about her journey to Australia, her Baha'i faith, making a home and finding community on the Northern Beaches.
So I'm here with Shiva, with one of our other team members from the We Belong project. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for inviting me.
It's lovely to have you, and we just had a really nice conversation about our experience through this We Belong project and kind of concluding that we should have more of these kind of conversations and time spent. Right. Yes,
I think that was a success story for me, being involved with the We Belong project and the friendships we've made and the learnings. Very grateful to Council for allowing us to have this space.
Yes, so hopefully we're going to continue on some level. So let's start with some quick fire questions, and then we will dive into a more deeper and more serious conversation. So let's see. Let's go with Manly or Palm Beach?
Ooh, Manly.
Beach or bush?
Beach.
Beach. It's really hard not to say beach when you live on the northern beaches,
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Right.
Beeline or ferry?
Beeline.
Beeline.
Mm-hmm.
Warringah Mall or Warriewood Square?
Ooh, Warriewood Square. It's funny because I used to work there, so...
I know that there are some markets.
Warringah Mall there, yeah.
Coffee or tea?
That's a tough one. I love both, but coffee.
Early bird or night owl?
Early bird.
Oh. Emu or kangaroo?
Kangaroo. Because as a child, the only thing I knew of Australia was the hopping kangaroos.
One thing that you can't live without?
Probably my phone. And then my hairdryer.
Interesting. What's your go-to comfort food?
Probably pizza.
Summer or winter?
Summer.
Sweet or savory?
Again, that's a tough one. I like both, but I would say sweet.
Do you have a favorite coffee shop on the Northern Beaches?
Yes, Flower Child. That's one of my favorites. I do
Whereabouts
have
is
other
that?
ones, but I think that was the one that I like the decor. And there's one in Warringah Mall, but there's one in Chatswood. I don't know if there are other ones around the Sydney, but yeah.
So it's a franchise, sounds like.
Well, I know there's two of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
City life or countryside?
City life, just used to it, I guess. Yeah.
What's your favorite way to relax after a long day?
I would say just having a cup of tea, usually with my husband, having chats and probably watching a favorite show. Yeah.
Favorite spot on the Northern Beaches?
Ooh, I'm a little bit biased with that one because it's Baha'i temple, and since I'm a Baha'i. Yeah. So I
Nice.
feel when I go there it's very serene, very peaceful. I can connect with my creator.
It's in a really beautiful spot.
Thank you.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, and it's open to everyone.
It's good to know. All right, then let's go and get to know you a bit better. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself, about your background and journey to Australia?
Sure. Well, by birth, I was born in Iran. I am from the Baha'i faith. I was born into the faith. And I had to escape my country when I was 14 because Baha'i faith is not recognized in Iran. They persecute the Baha'is. They confiscate their property. Kids can't go to school. You can't work because there's always a religion column. And when they know that you're from, your background is Baha'i, you can't work. So you have to make ends meet however you can. And that was the challenging part, to survive. And even though physically we weren't harmed, like some other friends or people that we knew, but psychologically it was very damaging. And my parents decided at the end that they're going to take their 2 daughters and, go somewhere that, we can have freedom to work and study and have a better life. Freedom, really. Yeah.
And that was in
1984. Yes, yeah. It was 1984, so I don't know how much you want to know about the journey, but we had to escape from the border of Pakistan. And partly was like about 7 or 8 hours on camels, which was quite hard. Beautiful animals. And, we went to Dubai lately for a trip holiday. And my son wanted to experience it, so we booked a tour with the camels. And it's just, brought back so much memory of that time. And he was grateful, and my husband, and they also experienced what it's like to be, and it was a brief one, whereas 7 or 8 hours on the camel's back, it's quite grueling.
I bet it was a different experience. They were
dangerous
doing it for
experience.
Yes,
dangerous.
So they were doing it for fun and for as tourists,
That's right.
Opposed to you.
Yes,
you did it for 7-8 hours,
That's right.
And knowing that the journey ahead of you, and knowing that you're probably not going to turn back.
But also we didn't know if we're going to get caught by the military, the Islamic guards. They could kill us, put us in jail, who knows. And also the rest of the journey was in a car, but it was, again, very long travel until we got to cross the border. And thankfully we arrived at a UN center in Pakistan, and they helped us a lot to find a place to stay, and eventually we were in hostels and short stays, and after 7 months we got accepted to come to Australia by Australian government, and that was the best thing that could have happened to us, because we didn't have family, we didn't know anyone here, friends. It was just purely humanitarian reasons that they accepted us as refugees.
So just going back to the journey, were there any other families involved in this trip, or just your little family?
Just our little family, no one else with us. And that's why it was even more dangerous, because anything could have happened to us and no one would know. No one would know, because my other family were overseas already, and distance families we had, we weren't communicating with them anyway, so they wouldn't have known because they were really distant.
So the extended family you left behind in Iran?
Yes. Yeah.
Can you?
Most of my family were out anyways at that time. My uncle and his family. Yeah.
Do you still have family there? Do you
In
keep
Iran?
Yes. Not really.
Not really. Like,
Not really.
again,
They all left.
we hardly, distant
Mhm.
family.
Mhm.
Yeah, they all left. Yeah.
Yeah. So so you were accepted by Australia?
Yes, for Australia, we weren't fussed where we go. We were so happy that we're in a free country, and we asked them, you send us to where you think we should be.
Mhm, mhm.
We didn't have any criteria, and they sent us to Perth,
Nice.
a lovely city, and beautiful experience there, but some of the challenges I experienced, because, teenage years are trying as it is anyways. You're going through change of, hormones and all that going on, and so it's a challenging time anyways. But then you go into a new country, you don't know English, you have to go to school, you can't communicate with, the teens in your class. I also had to go a year or two, even a year below, to learn English. So I wasn't even with my sort of age group. So finding friends was difficult. I got there eventually, but those years, the first couple of years, were challenging. For me and for my parents, because they had to work, try to learn English, and try to find jobs that weren't really the jobs they were doing back in Iran. My dad was in the Air Force. My mom was a PA executive, personal assistant to, like a CEO in the company she was working at. So they had, good jobs, but then, you have to do whatever you can to survive.
Yes. And then.
So I remember those years being challenging, but the positive side was the freedom that we could attend our, Baha'i classes, or just be free to go to school and to, have a job. So,
And you finished high school in Perth?
I did. Yes, I did do my high school there. Life happened and I ended up in Sydney after 4 years nearly. So since 1989, end of 89, I moved to Sydney. And in Northern Beaches, I've been for 29 years. Before that, I moved around a bit, North Sydney and, San Suzy, like different areas of Sydney. But I ended up in Northern Beaches, and I loved it. I really love Northern Beaches. I think it's beautiful. And like wherever you go, you either, end up, near a beach or a lake, or I feel like, and I always say this, we go away on holidays, we come back, and it feels like you're still on holiday. It's like,
and that's when you probably realize that.
We're very lucky to be where we are.
Yes. So you were saying that the first few years were challenging, but also at the same time you had the freedom. Did you feel that back then, that in Australia you have more freedom? It's challenging, but do you have the freedom of
Well, certainly, I feel like, people are free to express their opinions and live their life. Sometimes I feel like if you're talking about belonging, it could be that, my name sounds different. I have an accent. So sometimes you kind of get a reaction like that. People say, when I say where I'm from Iran, they comment, "Oh, well, you don't look Iranian," or so there is obviously an image of what an Iranian should look like, and or it's followed by like they're smiling and blah. And then when I say I'm from Iran, there's like a little bit of a drop in the tone, or they feel like they look like they're contemplating a bit more about, I don't know, I feel like they're thinking about this, where I'm from, which I'm used to it. And sometimes there are people from my country there's a group who says I'm Persian, and there's a group who says I'm Iranian, depending on what you, have affiliation with, or, Persian is the culture, it's old and, like old civilization that everyone sort of relates to, whereas Iran is the more recent modern country of Iran. Unfortunately, in the media, there's so much negative news about Iran, and that I feel like people are a little bit shy or reserved to say maybe they're from Iran. I'm happy with either, Persian, Iranian,
But if somebody asks you to introduce yourself and talk about your background,
I generally say I'm Persian. That's not what I'm used to. I was born in Iran, but also generally soon after that I say that I'm also from the Baha'i faith, because there is that assumption that, which is wrong. I also think it's wrong to assume anyone who's from Muslim background, there's a stigma attached to that. I don't agree with that, but at the same time I feel like I have to explain my background. And sometimes I say it because of my belief, because I believe in unity and diversity. I believe that we're all, like as I said in my my bio in the Intercultural Project booklet, the world is but one country and mankind its citizens. That's
Beautiful.
The motto I live by, and that's a writing by the prophet founder of the Baha'i faith, who's Baha'u'llah. And that's I want to share that with others, that everything we do is towards that goal.
Beautiful.
But I've been lucky though. I can't say I've experienced a lot of prejudice, because I guess I don't look Persian. But then I know a lot of friends or family members who been subject to subtle forms of racism.
Discrimination.
Sometimes it's not in very much in your face, but then you kind of you feel a little bit of that going on.
So just moving to Northern Beaches, has this move shaped your experience of finding freedom and faith? So do you feel that you belong to Northern Beaches?
Mostly yes. I feel because, the Baha'i temple is in Northern Beaches, and I feel very privileged being close to it. When I go there, we see people from different nationalities. There's Baha'is from all over the world who visit the temple. So in a way, I'm used to seeing people from different backgrounds. Sometimes I feel in the neighborhoods, I wonder, if you have a different, name or accent or whatever, people are a little bit hesitant to interact. Like, I give you an example, I feel like my husband, if we're texting, in our neighborhood WhatsApp, he might get more responses than I would. I don't know why, but it's just an observation. Maybe it's not, I don't know, coincidental, but I guess in terms of belonging, I feel there needs to be more interactions with neighbors. If I'm comparing it to back in Iran, like kids played outside, and moms and dads were chit-chatting with each other and until dinner time, and it was safe. So that's my experience growing up. But then here everyone's just, and it could be that just times have changed. People are busy, working, studying, and they're just electric garages, they go in, So the only time we see each other is, when you're doing the lawn or, doing the bins, which is a shame. I wish that there will be more neighborhood gatherings, like we did with the Intercultural, but like the whole street get together. And we've tried, in my neighborhood, and we've had, I don't know, Christmas parties, say, or Christmas in July, or other times where we got together. But I just feel like people just so busy or...
Busy with life.
Busy with life.
And rushing through life.
And that, and lonely. I think, I don't know, but I get the sense that there's a lot of loneliness out there, but we don't know about. And my wish is somehow we could address all that, through knowing each other, getting together.
Having the Baha'i temple on the northern beaches that you mentioned earlier, was that one of the reasons that you moved to the northern beaches?
Interestingly, no. It was just we were just looking in the area because we had heard so much about the area. But what made us be in this house is I went upstairs and I went into the balcony, and I could see the Baha'i temple, the dome, from the upstairs balcony, and I said, "Oh, this is a sign. this is a sign. This is where I'm going to be." So that was like a, good omen or something.
Yeah.
But then it happened to be about half an hour, 20, to get to the temple.
And can I ask you about, you mentioned earlier that you married an Irish Englishman.
Yes, well, he's born in London, but my in-laws, they both passed away. They're from Ireland, and he certainly thinks himself as Irish, with Irish culture.
And what that's been like blending cultures.
Yes.
How
indeed.
was that?
And interestingly, it's very similar, apparently, Irish and Persian culture. We all love our teas, black tea with no milk. And also music. It sounds like we're into music, folk music, all sorts of different music. It's a big part of the culture. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've heard this latest song by Ed Sheeran. It's making big waves on the radios.
Tell me more about this.
Azizam.
Oh, yes.
Well, Azizam means my dear or my love. In Persian.
In Persian.
Yeah.
Oh.
And that's been such a good thing for a lot of Persians, because it's something positive. It's a beautiful thing.
And it's being embraced by
everyone.
Very famous singer.
Or more than that, it's just a celebration of our culture, not in a negative way, like it's a positive thing.
Exactly.
So it's been a good thing.
And have you seen any change that from when you were a teenager and now you have a teenage son? Have you seen any change in the community?
Good question. I thought about that, actually. But certainly I know with my son, and he's quite, again, being raised in a Baha'i family, he sees everyone as, you know, a human being, you know, who deserve respect. It's no different. Just because you look different doesn't mean, you know, he's better than them because of color of skin or the type of hair you have. And he's got friends from all different nationalities, you know. He's got, you know, friends from, Vietnamese background, just Australian, Egyptian, I don't know, like different types of nationalities. And it's funny, I think he even, I don't think he tries so hard, it's just the way he is. I think people probably gravitate towards him because he's so welcoming and understanding, and just the way he treats them, I guess.
Beautiful.
They like to be his friend. But as far as schools goes, they do champion inclusion, diversity and inclusion. I think all schools could do with a program like that, you know, like encouraging that inclusivity.
That's very good to hear.
Yeah. And I think there was a Have Your Say Day by the high schools students, the captains, a few days ago. And it's amazing what the young kids come up with in terms of what the issues are in the Northern Beaches, such as loneliness or social media or other challenges they face, public transport.
Yeah, that's
They're
a big
really,
one.
yes. So they have really good ideas, and I think local government and communities, they need to listen to them because that's the future. They know what they want, and they need to be empowered to make changes. And that's I guess one of the other things that I believe, which is, again, is linked to my faith, is this community building, and that's why I joined the Intercultural Project. Because unless you start from families and in your neighborhoods, we have no chance, you know. There's lots of, festivals or multicultural get-togethers and events, which is great. It still brings people together. But I feel like there needs to be more from grassroots, you know, from individuals in their neighborhoods, in their schools.
Yes.
Trying to work towards this goal of unity. And unity doesn't mean uniformity. We all have our own cultures, you know.
Yeah.
Customs. It doesn't mean you have to lose that.
Exactly.
And that's why I don't believe in tolerance. I don't believe in assimilation, because that means you're giving up something to become something else. It's all everyone to live together in harmony, really. And at the end of it, I think it's those education, spiritual education, as well as material. We're all very good at material education. I mean, you may not think of it spiritual, I don't know, you may not believe in any religion or God or anything, but morality, you know, what's right, what's wrong, how you treat, what's that golden rule? Treat others the way you want to be treated. I mean, really, that's bottom line is that, you know, you need to feel for your neighbors, or you feel for the person who's, lonely or doesn't have a roof over it. You know, like, why is that happening? We're not having discussions on that, the root cause of it.
Yep.
We're all very good at dealing with it, okay, let's do a homeless shelter. And there's nothing wrong with that. But then why is this happening? That's the conversation I think we need to have.
Yes.
From the ground up, from our families, teaching our kids.
Yes, exactly.
how
That's
to
what
be,
where I wanted to go back.
Yeah.
When you were saying that everything starts in a family and how the kids are raised. And yes, from families to schools to bigger communities, we need to stop and listen and share stories. And thank you again for joining us and doing this.
My pleasure. No, thank you. And I've learned a lot through this project that we did with the council, and very grateful to be part of it.
I feel that every story counts and every story matters. And just educating each other and educating ourselves and being open, I think this project was a really good start of doing that. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. And how do you see the future generations in multicultural Australia?
I have a lot of hope. There are programs that are run by the Baha'i community. It's been going on for some years. And we like to introduce this concept of, what it means to be human, how you treat others, as I said before. Through studying, reflecting, and then acting. So service is big part of these educational initiatives. So it's not just tick the box, I've done this, book or training or whatever. Then you have to go into the community and then you do your service. However it may end up in terms of what's needed in your community, whether it's visiting the elderly, nursing homes. Really, you need to read the reality of your neighborhood, reality of your community, and see what's needed, and just serve in that way.
Be there for them.
Be there for them. And there are various things, like the reality in Northern Beaches is not lack of education, because we have the best schools, and being the country we are, that's not a problem, certainly in Northern Beaches, but then loneliness might be, or connections, or racism, for instance. Again, I've been lucky, I haven't had that experience, but then I wonder how we can eliminate racism. Yeah.
Thank you. That was very useful conversations to have, and I think more people should have, and we need to be open to share and to listen.
I'm so happy that I am in Australia, I must say. One of the highlights of my life was when I became an Australian citizen. Like, I was given the best prize ever or something, and I don't regret being here at all.
Really good to
I love every opportunity I've been given, and beautiful country to be in.
Beautiful, and we have to be grateful, and we have to stop and admire the nature, beautiful natures, beautiful beaches, the sky,
I know.
And
I'm getting emotional.
That's all right. And I think the people as well.
Yes, absolutely.
So,
the people make a huge difference.
Thank you.
We're all the same.
And I loved your how you phrased it, that we are all humans.
Yes.
And that should be the focus of everyone's. And
what is it, if you have any part of your body that hurts, it affects the rest of your body, doesn't it? Like the body can't function if your arm is hurt or your leg is broken, or so Same thing, I think with humanity is the same. If people are suffering in some other parts of the world, it does affect you, even though you don't realize it. But indirectly, it does affect you. And
True.
the world is getting so much smaller, like it feels like, because of internet and everything, technology, it's just become smaller and smaller. And something's going to happen. Like, we can't just ignore what's going on, you know. Just, I want to say fight. Fight is not a good word. It's not positive, but certainly do our best to bring humanity together.
That's a beautiful way to end this conversation.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Maria.
Thank you, Shiva, for being here.
Everyone has a story to share. The next time you see someone you don't know in your neighborhood, be curious, say hello. And you may be surprised to hear the story they have to tell. We hope you have enjoyed this podcast. Leave a review, listen to another episode, or contact us to share your story.